Welcome back to another classic. This is a certified hood classic. Today, today I'm talking about conspiracy theories. I'm gonna go over some, say if I think they're real, and we'll go through with some broader ones, and then we'll go with some ones I just think these could be completely made up from my ass. And I don't have a tinfoil hat, so I'm wearing a bonnet to keep all my thoughts intact and to keep my hair nice and silky. You ready? So, the moon landing. Did it happen? Yeah. Yeah, that one definitely happened. The Earth, is it flat? No. But not for the reason you think. It's because there's so many thick motherfuckers with big patinashes. And it's got to be because of that heavy gravitational pull that pulls the ass out. And also big titties be sagging, so like gravity, dude. Cause the Earth is clearly not flat. Okay. Next one. Anything to do with the CIA is probably true. The CIA did put crack into black and brown communities in the 80s and then created the war on drugs. And this was all to fund their war against communism in Central and South America, and then also across the globe. The CIA did assassinate Martin Luther King. The CIA probably assassinated JFK. The CIA is responsible for a lot of stuff, and the FBI. Me saying this, maybe I'm gonna get assassinated next. Here's hoping. Yeah. So anything to do with the CIA, FBI, the American government, usually it's probably true. It's probably true. Wow. Loch Ness Monster. Now, I don't think that's a real thing, but it would be cool. And if it is, it's a plesiosaur, which is not a dinosaur. It is a marine reptile. One like and I'll do a dinosaur video, because I fucking love dinosaurs. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Oh, another conspiracy theory from morons is that the asteroid never hit or dinosaurs never existed. This is the fucking biggest load of malarkey I've ever fucking heard, bro. There's literally fossil evidence. Like, motherfuckers believe in the Bible but not dinosaurs? No hate to the Bible. I fuck with Jesus. But there's far more evidence that dinosaurs existed than Jesus existed. Sorry, Christians. But yeah, also like the asteroid didn't kill the dinosaurs. Yeah, that's also fucking stupid. There's literally in Mexico there's a giant crater the size of a meteorite, where the impact happened, and then there's more fossil evidence indicating that anything that was bigger than like basically this died out because of a lack of sun. Because when the meteor hit, right, it caused a mass amount of disasters. Like the Earth was kind of, it was a bit shaky, so that the meteor was like the final push. So like volcanoes erupted, bad earthquakes, mass tsunamis, and the amount of smoke that was in the atmosphere, it clouded the sun, right? It clouded the sky, so plants couldn't photosynthesize, and if plants can't they're primary producers, then the primary consumers, which are herbivores, they, unless you were like a certain size, like smaller, see, sometimes smaller is better. Yeah, so they died out, right? Because there wasn't enough food, and then the secondary consumers would die out, which are like the smaller carnivores, and then the tertiary, like the apex predator carnivores, also died out because they had nothing to eat. So you need to be like this from, but we still have birds. Now birds are dinosaurs. Some people don't believe that, but they are the descendants of dinosaurs. Okay, that's enough talking about dinosaurs on the conspiracy video. But yeah, if Loch Ness Monster is real, it's a plesiosaur that has somehow managed to live this long. Or wait, hold on, let me cook. What if Loch Ness Monster is more? It's like it's a small group of plesiosaurs that have managed to survive through the extinction, right? What if it's this not one, but it's multiple? Walk with me. And we every now and then we see one, but it's always a different one, and they have a large enough population to be able to breed. Is he cooking? What is he cooking? Okay, let's just start going through the list. Bigfoot, same deal. What if that's a Gigantopithecus population that survived, and we're just seeing them and they're like, oh, abominable snowman. What's another cryptid thing? I don't even know. Now let's get into my conspiracy theories. My first one, actually, what inspired this video is I was talking to my mom, and and I'm like, Mom, this is in the car, and this was unprompted. I'm like, Mom, I think Mustache Man, and I'm talking about this Mustache Man, had a little wee wee. And if I extend that further, I think he had a micro wee wee. Because how else can you be that mad? Like, he was clearly very driven by insecurity. You know, a French art school rejected him, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking take over Paris, cunt. And the whole Aryan bullshit, clearly an insecure man. So, my theory is that he had a micro wee-wee. And you're probably thinking, why the fuck did you tell your mum that? Well, I mean, she was the only one that was there. Who else am I gonna tell? Like, I just needed to get that information out, you know? And now I'm telling you. Let me pontificate. I think Diogenes was the realest philosopher of them all. That's the barrel guy, if you didn't know. Let me ponder. I think aliens are real, and they've observed us, and they're like, these guys need to get their shit together. So, they're not showing themselves. They're waiting till we stop killing each other for no reason. Or dumb reasons. Like color, creed, or, you know, where you're from, basically. Yeah. Oh, speaking of aliens, did aliens build the pyramids? No. Bro, that's so anti Africa. Not to be the friend that's too, actually no. To be the friend that's too woke. You don't see that shit about the Great Wall of China, or the Leaning Tower of Pisa, or the Eiffel Tower, or any of the wonders of the world. You only see it for the pyramids, because they're in Africa, and motherfuckers hate giving credit to Africa, ever. They're like, no, it can't be, they can't have built the fucking pyramids, it's gotta be aliens. That's ridiculous. Like, if aliens did come to Earth, there would be way more evidence of it. That's what I'm saying. They're real. I mean, the universe is so massive. There's no way there's not other life, and some of it potentially could be intelligent. Although it is someone that's doing mostly biology subjects, it is incredibly difficult to get to this stage of evolutionary history. Being able to be a complex being, more than just a single-celled organism for one, and then on top of that, being intelligent, being able to make tools, that is a fucking insane evolutionary achievement. So there's certain barriers that you need to support life. One, you need a planet that has enough water. You need a water-based planet. At least if they're carbon-based life forms. And then you also need a way for them to be able to develop out of the single cell stage. So how we developed past the single cell stage, there's these things called, because most single cell organisms reproduce asexually. So we're binary fission, so they just basically clone themselves, right? You can't, that doesn't give you any evolutionary progression, right? Some do. So there's a thing called horizontal gene transfers, where the two single cell organisms exchange genetic information. Also, like things like chloroplast or mitochondria were originally just single-celled organisms as well, but like a bigger single-celled organism digested them, and then instead of digesting them, so they ate them, and then instead of actually eating them, they turned into an organelle. And now you're technically multicellular, or somewhat, right? And that's sort of a catalyst, because mitochondria is very important for ATP, and chloroplast very important for photosynthesis. And that's how life sort of progressed more. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, life on other planets. So 100% there's life on other planets. Whether it's intelligent or not remains to be seen. I think the universe is so vast, just based on probability, there's gotta be intelligent life forms. Because there's a lot of planets that are like Earth that could support life. But it's very hard to gauge the scope because the universe is so vast. But yeah, 100% is single-celled, and there's probably intelligent life. But again, there's certain evolutionary hurdles you need to overcome first, and it's a game of chance, really. What's another? So I talked about the CIA, talked about Mustache Man, I talked about different life on other planets, talked about some dinosaurs, talked about. Okay, what's a good conspiracy theory? The moon landing. See, the first one, who knows, maybe that was fake. But then the subsequent ones, at some point you gotta believe that they're real, dude. I think the first one was probably real. The American government can't be trusted. Yeah, I think that's it for today.